What is up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I think it's been about a week since I've streamed. A lot going on. A lot of matches being played. I've been participating in Mushy League. Did you guys know this? Did you guys know that not only was I signed a one-season contract with the ADVPL Sky Pillar Salamances, while simultaneously signing a one-season contract with the Lavender Murkrows. Mint Europe, welcome. Witgiz 420. It's been insane. Week 2 of Mushy League is coming to a close today. I found a W in week 1 to help our team win over our rival, our opponent, in week 1. So our team emerged victorious. Week 2 is coming to a close. I found another W. I am 2-0 in Mushy League and currently undefeated. It feels a little surreal, I'm not going to lie. We got a long way to go. I think our Mushy League team needs to win our last few matches to win this week. We're not in as good of a position as last week, but a W is still on the table. A tie is also on the table. I think we're down like 5-4 or something, and there's 3 matches remaining, so we'd have to win all 3 to win out. Or if we win 2 of 3, then we would tie. But I'm starting a new series. I already posted the first iteration of this on YouTube. Replay of the week. Very simple. I take requests, submissions from you, all the viewers who watch. If you see a super sick set on the ladder, if you play an awesome match in Mushy League, in ADVPL, hell, in SPL, which I think just ended, send them to me on Discord, to Zetsbro, and we're going to take a look. I've got a collection of replays to look at. I've been told that these are all epic. We're going to watch through every single one of them, and the best one is going to get posted as its own YouTube video. So if you're on the video right now and you're seeing a match in mere moments, this was the best one. Leo, I thought you were about to go to sleep. Lamau. Well, I was told, I'm not going to lie, I got a lot of submissions, and I'm not good at remembering who submitted. I think this is either Mint Yerb or just Leo, I believe, who told me that this was crazy. Or maybe it was somebody else entirely. Who else might it have been? It wasn't Sharku. Well, we're just going to dive in. This is the first game we're going to watch. We have an entire set. I was told that a set that was played in Mushy League was wild. So we're going to watch an entire set after that. And then I think I have 6 additional replays. So that's 8 total submissions this week. Let's see which one is going to come out on top. All right, T-Tar meta. Going to own meta on a Meteor Mash. Attack raise is nice to have. Attack raise is nice to have. You could just convince yourself to stay in. And look at the damage. Yeah, that's banded meta. You love getting that attack raise as banded meta. You could just punch through virtually anything in the format with one attack raise. Suicune comes in. And I can't say either of these words, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to call him AV. AV saving the meta for later. If you could find a target like a Snorlax or a Blissey, something that's slower than your own Metagross, if you can safely double it in later, it can explode on something. And Lax is going to be punching a Skarmory. Incredibly sensible brings by both gamers. Nothing out of the ordinary yet. Mint Yerb is cleaning their bathroom right now somewhere in the world. Big Giga Drain. Humongous Giga Drain, even. I think, yeah, Celebi just cleans the T-Tar. So it's going to be Snorlax coming in on a Giga Drain in the sand. No spikes, though. Mosh Pit has denied Skarmory the pleasantry of a spike. No Body Slam Para this time either. Okay, it's Pursuit Tar. In all likelihood, we've seen Crunch. Yeah, and there's the Fire Blast to pressure the Scarm out. Storm is here. And T-Tar at that range, unable to take a Surf or a Hydro Pump. If you're at full health, Pursuit Tar you can Crunch Starmie all day. You can Pursuit it if you think it's going to be scared and get out of the way. But not at that amount of health. Snorlax comes in on another spike in the sand, taking additional chip, and just going to blow up and nearly eliminate the Scarm. That's huge. Mence has arrived. This is crazy. I like this offense structure from Mosh Pit. Oh my gosh. And DDing saying you are not going to give up your Skarmory, you're going to leave. And AV saying, I'm roaring you the fuck out, man. I know you're dragon dancing. That's a hard call out. Difficult to make. They were in a tough position and they got it right. Does Ice Beam kill from here? It's Mono Suicune with only Surf. Yeah, and I think Celebi can just click Giga Drain now. Mosh Pit realizes it, gets out of the way, finds an opportunity to bring the Salamence in. It is leftover DD Mence, no Lum or anything like that. It's going to stay in to get a Dragon Dance. It has been Leech seeded. Skarmory is at 21 or so %. So what button are you going to click? Oh, and it's opposing Mence in the back. Double DD, you're really fast. You're pretty strong. Do you have anything that can one-shot this Mence? AV gonna likely give up the Metagross. Oh, a crit barely doesn't get there. That's kind of huge, though, because it's just a little bit of extra Leech Seed chip. And it's just gonna force Mosh Pit to spend additional time. And wow, resisted HP flying actually does 21% to Skarmory. That's wild. Mence is so crazy, man. Another in Tim, and we're finally just gonna get out of the way. And yeah, I mean, that Leech Seed alone took over half of that Mence's health. Claydol Explosion? Yes, barely living that HP flying. Crucial for Mosh Pit. Though they did not get a spin-off, they were unable to do so. They bring in T-Tar. Do you have to let the T-Tar go, or no, you just go own Suicune, but on a spike? Hydro Pump absolutely cleans it up. And Starmie outspeeds everything and hits everything. Unless this T-Tar is like... It is Salic T-Tar. That's the only way you get out of this mess. And can Mixed Tar just get there? What do you have? AV is going to scout for Brick Break, finds Brick Break. Is that it? Yeah, it is. Can Crunch kill Celebi from here? I think it can. I think you could do 56 and you can. And you can't live Brick Break, and even if you can, there's a Mence in the back to intimidate you and hit you with something. But you DD up. Are you now faster? No. No, you are not faster than Salic T-Tar. What a freaking match. At that very moment, I was like, oh, okay, this is probably over. Unless it's like this exact Tyranitar set. It is! It is exactly Salic T-Tar. Very interesting structure from Mosh Pit. And let me review my notes here. This was from week 1 of Mushy League, I believe. So this was just a game in a best of 3 set. I don't even know who ended up winning this set, but hats off. Very cool comeback and well done. Wild. Okay. So this, hold on. I got to bring my notes back up once more. This is Lighthouses versus Kiradakis? Dakis? I don't know. On Showdown, they're Dr. Pepper. So we're going to refer to him as Dr. Pepper. Select Pursuit T-Tar, very interesting. That shit went crazy. Mint Europe saying that they suggested that set. Are you on their mushy team? Are you the architect behind the insanity that just ensued? Oh, no, Mint Europe is saying that this Lighthouses versus Dr. Pepper set was a set that Mint Europe suggested. That is true. And I've been told that not only was this set crazy, this is Mushy League Week 2, folks. But I believe there will be a separate YouTube video dedicated specifically to covering this set. I don't know that it has been posted. But it's for that reason, this probably won't be selected as replay of the week. That way we can showcase a separate game. Another YouTube channel can take care of this one. But I wanted to check it out for those of us that are here for the live stream. It is Dr. Pepper himself versus Lighthouses. Game 1 of Mushy. T-Tar not wanting to stay in on Suicune and just getting a stack. Interesting to see how you play this out. Like, does Suicune stay in? No. You could go for a second stack and then try to get going, but surely Lighthouses has a phaser somewhere. So you're unlikely to get very far, right? Celebi is going to Baton Pass and get Zapdos in front of Scarm. Nice. And T-Bolt hits just about everything revealed. Swampert will come in. And Baton Pass, nice click. Celebi is here. Leech Seed is a very free click. You can Baton Pass again, I suppose. Oh, it's CM Pass. So do you have HP Fire? No. You're going to go to the Zapdos. But yeah, you're getting roared out, right? I feel like Roar is a pretty safe click there. Even if you're getting HP fired, +1 HP fire from Celebi, you don't love to take it, don't get me wrong. But I feel like Scarm is going to Roar. Otherwise, that just gets way out of control. If Zap goes +1, I think HP Grass will probably one-hit most Swampert, so. And by the way, it's HP Ice Zap. It doesn't even have Grass. So the Swampert is actually pretty decent in this spot. Dr. Pepper staying ahead of it once more with some additional well-timed baton passes. And if the Celebi has HP Fire, this is the time to click it, and there it is. Yeah. Getting roared out once more. Revealing Doug in the back, and if we didn't already think there was a Doug, well, now we do. Pretty special offensey, right? Lighthouses, do you have a Blissey in the back? All we've seen from your Zapdos is T-Wave. Unclear if it's defensive, if that's going to be a part of your special wall package. And Celebi just staying in. That's hidden power bug. Holy moly. Well, you could do a big Giga Drain on your way out. Yeah, just get the T-Tar damn low. Sure. Shiny Lady in the chat, welcome. And we will be dugging. With the Suicune, could this even be weather clear? We've successfully eliminated Tyranitar. Will we be eliminating the sand as well? Astute Roar getting some spikes, chip damage on things. Will Lighthouses opt to get another spike? No, they're just continuing to roar. Okay, I see it. We're chipping the Doug down. That's helpful. My goodness. This is kind of crazy, I'm not going to lie. How many more turns will you simply click Roar? Yeah, Dr. Pepper, at some point, just take some damage, take some value. If you had clicked a move even half of the times that these roars were occurring, the Scarm would be below half health, I believe. And man, Dr. Pepper really wants to get that zap in, but Doug is at fucking half health now. This is insane. Kingdra in the back. We will be clearing the sand, and there's the rain dance. Dr. Pepper, just click a button. He's going to roar you. Oh, finally. Okay, you got in. That does decent damage. Not incredible damage. Doug is getting damn low. There's no spinner either, so I would take third spike if I were Lighthouses, and they do so. You could protect Chip Heal out of range of Surf. No, just going to bring in your own Starmie. But damn, that does a lot of fucking damage to Starmie, bro. That's an offensive Starmie. Kingdra gets frozen, but it has Lum. Oh my gosh. It doesn't have leftovers, though, so if this doesn't kill, which it does, it has HP Grass or Electric. For your sake, Dr. Pepper, I hope that's Grass. You're representing Grass on the Protect. And it is Grass. You get a lot of additional value. And all Swampert has is Toxic. That's all it has. You can Protect stall, but I think the Kingdra is going to get to click one more button. You can go for double Protect here. No, you're just going to give up Zapdos. It actually lives because there's no rain anymore. Well, Kingdra got through Starmie and did a lot of damage to Swampert. The Zapdos also falls. Purge is here. You could protect to... Okay, it's going to be a Baton Pass. No protect chosen. And just trying to chip things down. And again, the Zap was revealed HP Ice before, so no worry of HP Grass. We've Toxic lead Suicune. Could this be lead, like, offensive Suicune without rest? The fact that they're calm minding right now tells me that, in all likelihood, I imagine there will be clicking the button rest at some point. Just Leo in the chat. I agree. If they've had Bliss all along, they've done a great job of hiding it, but no. It was Jirachi all along. And Doug should be able to come in and eliminate the Jirachi. Skarm is still here and fairly healthy. It has Toxic. Metagross looks pretty strong right now. As does Zap. 2 HP Ices might be able to get there on Swampert. Yeah, there's one. Pert can protect Chip Heal. So I don't think that Dr. Pepper will truly be able to get there, but... Beautiful, beautiful, but oh my god, can we talk about this? The only way, if you want to switch and you know your opponent's going to protect, normally if you switch, the protect fails. But if you baton pass, the protect doesn't fail, meaning they're not able to protect a second time straight. So by baton passing and spike sacking their Doug, they're able to actually remain in the face of the... But at the same time, though, if you just stayed in, you also reset your Toxic timer, I guess, so that gives you your Zapdos a bit more longevity. And the Doug is only a spike sack. It can never actually come back in with no Rapid Spinner. So I guess this is like a interesting play. It's mostly you reset your Toxic timer and give your Zapdos more time to find the kill on the Swampert. So now you can click HP Ice again. They don't go for double protect. You're forced to take a Surf. So now Swampert is going to protect. You just did 22%. We're baton passing to the Metagross, again, on the protect. So now Swampert is not positioned to protect again. You have to take a 50-50. They miss the 50-50. And Earthquake into... You could Explode if you want. And if they protect, then Zap comes in. Oh. Hold on a second. Lighthouse is in the chat saying I didn't mean to do that. Rip. Are they must be referring to going for second protect with Swampert, I suppose. But this looks pretty over. And yeah, it looks like the Skarm didn't have protect. Maybe it was taunt for opposing Skarm. Interesting match, that one. A game one that Dr. Pepper was able to take over Lighthouses. Whoa, lead Blaziken in the house. Clicking Brick Break into one of the greatest physical walls of all time. And it's Cloyster revealed in the back. Whoa. I am afraid for the Cloyster. I imagine Choice Band Rock Slide gets there despite Cloyster having an immense defense stat. Blaziken is here to threaten TSS stuff. Swampert comes in on a Focus Punch. I mean, it's not going to take that as well as a Brick Break. That was nice. That was well done. Last time Lighthouses pivoted into Arrow. Do they stay in this time? Yes, they do. To click Hydro Pump. And Cloyster taking a lot of damn damage. This is your one chance to get a spike, I would believe. And Pump just... That time does quite a bit less. You weren't really in range of dying to Sand there. Pretty unlikely that you would have died. Also getting a spin-off. But to what end? What can you really do to Skarm? You can get your own second spike. Cloyster just feels so frail. Like, I guess, like, what else is it going to run? But if I were running Cloyster, like, I just feel like when I'm running Cloyster, how often am I even positioned to Rapid Spin with the Cloyster? It's pretty frail. Like, you're spiking and booming for the most part, right? I'm sure there's some things that it can kind of sit on. Overheat Blaziken. So damn close to getting there. But you can just click another button and the Swampert dies here, or it's a Spike Sack later. Unless Lighthouses has a spin in the back. Just Leo shit-talking Cloister in the chat. Would Overheat have killed when you've already clicked one Overheat? Focus Punch. Whoa. Dr. Pepper's really taking some big swings here. They have 2 additional spikes, but they're down 2 Mon. Again, Swampert is effectively dead. We've got Calm Mind Celebi. Where could we be going with that? Oh, I like the spike sack to deny the baton pass. That was brilliant. And Lighthouse is doubling their own Skarmory in to try to get additional spikes. Wow. Kuzi, you know what's funny is I was watching a Jimothy video, not that recent of a Jimothy video, where he was talking about like the Gen 3 iceberg and different ideas surrounding Gen 3. And Cloyster was one of the topics. And the idea was that, yeah, like, you know, it's kind of fallen out of favor. And a lot of people think that it should go down to UUBL rather than just being in OU. Well, Swampert seems fairly well positioned. Celebi coming in on so many spikes. And Roar Swampert with these spikes is amazing. T-Tar's just going to stay in because you're worried that Dr. Pepper is going to click Roar. So you got to get some value. Tyranitar took 25% just to hit the field. And you are able to chunk the Swampert down quite a bit. Celebi coming in on so many freaking spikes, bro. Dr. Pepper will allow the Swampert to go down. Meta is here. Could this be Agility Metagross? Because otherwise I'm slightly worried about your prospects against the Arrow. Gengar comes in on an HP Fire. Genexus advocating for Cloyster. A lot of differing opinions. I like the discourse we've got going on. I think Meta can live one Earthquake, right? Yeah, absolutely. And you Agility? No! It's not Agility and you miss the mash. That's it. Yeah, that's the game. Yeah, Lighthouses goes elsewhere, comes back in, HP Flying someday. It's Rachi in the back once more. Second, 6th Mon Rachi in a row for Lighthouses. Will Dr. Pepper take note of this and consider a world where, I don't know, maybe they bring Doug again to try to deal with Jirachi. Maybe they're not worried about it. We'll find out. Provided that we go to a Game 3, I suppose it's not completely over, but it's pretty fucking over, isn't it? Giga Drain, the only coverage you have. No HP Fire on this? Calm Mind, Giga Drain, Leech, Baton Pass? I don't know. Okay. Solid set so far. Third and final game, lead Yama. And that's the lead matchup that you want. But T-Tar's faster and going to sub. Oh my god, on the predicted knockoff. Lighthouses. Okay. Now what? It's going to be a focus punch. And how much will this do? Yama can take it pretty well. It's another mind game here, right? So, do you sub again? Do you sub again as T-Tar? Because, you know, you don't want to take a damn brick break. You're dead. You're incredibly dead if you stay in and don't kill this Yama. But if they think you're going to switch, they could click knockoff again. Like, could you bring yourself to sub a second time, Lighthouses? No. No, we're going to Skarmory. And Dr. Pepper is also wanting nothing to do with that matchup. That Subtar went in. Blissey coming in. It's revealed mixed Ments. So Lighthouse is wisely pivoting the Skarm away to scout before trying to get a spike. Skarm comes back in immediately, and Rachi's here. It's Fire Punch. Oh, and just immediately gets the burn. Well, unless you have like Aroma Bliss, that could be a game-winning burn. Perhaps the highest value burn possible. Putting that Skarmory on a permanent timer. This team looks like a sample team. This team looks like a sample team. I've played with a team like this before. I think there's a Claydol. I think there's a Blissey. Maybe there's a Suicune. I can't remember. Okay, Starmie. Maybe it's not the team I'm remembering. But yeah, there's a Spinner. There's a Spinner. And yeah, if Dr. Pepper can keep Starmie healthy, eventually whittle down the Skarm, and get a permanent spin-off, I think they'll be well positioned. They have not revealed their own Spiker. T-Bolt threatening a 2-hit KO. Starmie could recover loop here and try to wait until you get a full para. But we're not opting for that. We're bringing in our defensive Jirachi instead. And Zard coming in, that's scary because if they decide to click Body Slam, if they decide to click Toxic, ABR was talking about this in his viability rankings, talking about Jirachi and like, yes, like fires definitely threaten Rachi, but they can't come in safely nor repeatedly. Eventually, they risk getting toxic or paralyzed against these defensive Jirachis. And yeah, the Wish support for the Yama is huge. We're going Starmie, and Starmie could just fall here. It takes a Meteor Mash. You recover here. And I wonder if Lighthouses ever thinks about blowing up. Because then, even though the Skarmory is burned, any spikes you get are permanent. I don't know. I don't know whether that trade would have been worthwhile. That's not the line they picked. And yeah, Wish Ments. Wish Ments, Wish Rachi. This is a very defensively oriented team. Calm Mind, almost certainly Bolt Beam coverage on the Blissey, so Ments is not going to be staying in. We're going Yama immediately. Could it ever be Thick Fat Yama to try to take some Ice Beams a bit better? Some speculation in the chat that Kangaskhan could do things in OU. Starmie happy to sit here and recover. The Skarm is going to net lose 6% every turn it is on the field. And now it's really fucked. Yeah, you just lost your leftovers for a roar, and the timer is very, very real. This is scary. If I'm Lighthouses, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And I'm trying to pressure the Starmie somehow. Kill the Starmie. Like, I don't see the value in this. You have no spikes. You're down to 2%. And the Skarmory is completely dead. You just gave up. I understand Starmie's difficult to deal with. Don't get me wrong. You do have a whole-ass Calm Mind Blissey, though. Their Yama is very healthy. I understand there are things happening that make that a difficult situation. But to me, the only way out is to somehow kill that Starmie and then get at least one permanent spike, maybe two, with your burnt Skarm. That prospect is gone forever. And these Wish users are... I mean, everything has recovered. Starmie has recovered. Celebi has recovered. Yama is just naturally bulky. And yeah, this is not the team that I have played with before. Okay, burn on the Wishments is also insanely helpful. A little bit of reprieve for Lighthouses. That they really need everything that they can get. But yeah, with no Dragon Claw, with no Hidden Power Ice, I don't think Zard is going to be able to get through Wishments, even with a burn. Shiny Ladian calling that last is Celebi and Marowak on this squad. Starmie nearly dead, but as we've discussed earlier, it's not as important anymore. Obviously, it's great into Zard. It's helpful versus enemy Starmie. Hits T-Tar. Can kind of 1v1 this meta. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's a fantastic Pokemon. Yeah, getting that T-Wave off, Lighthouses is going to be hard-pressed to 1v1 it. I will say, though, I'm surprised that they're not just going their Blissey against Dr. Pepper Starmie. Like, you go Blissey, like, you can get an immediate Calm Mind, or just fire, like, a T-Bolt or Ice Beam into the ether to try to chip down the Yama. It's not a ton of progress, and with all the Wish users, yeah. I mean, getting your Skarm burned immediately is very tough. And now everything is getting knocked off as well. This is insane. Yeah, and it's just staying in and Hidden Power bugging your Starmie. Like, that's not good. Lighthouses wisely stays in and clicks Recover. I'm beginning to suspect that we could be here for a moment. I'm getting more submissions in my Discord DMs as we speak. But we're going to focus up. Mint Yerb left. What do you mean Mint Yerb left? What, was this not exciting enough for you, bro? What, this like stall versus like knocked off, no spikes, getting seeded? It really does feel like there's not much of a way for lighthouses to make a lot of progress. Maybe if you boom on like the exact perfect target or something. Starmie is a working man's Pokemon. It does have to work for what it does. It's got to click some buttons, man. I love Starmie, man. I think it's so good. It outspeeds damn near everything. It has great coverage to hit. Like, you get rid of their Blissey, and like Starmie just cleans so many endgames. It has like so much like utility too, like with T-Wave, with Recover, with Spin. I honestly think like I'll like find myself building teams and they feel really good until I run into somebody running Starmie and I'm like, wait, Starmie just like 6-0's my team. It has to be considered in the builder for sure. Mint Yerb is setting the record straight. They were watching on mobile apparently in their car, and they had to check the live matches channel. So they'll be joining, and we see Jumpy. Jumpy joined on turn 57 as well, after leaving but a turn earlier. Oh, and Mint Yerb did join back up, turn 54. Let's fucking go. If only Sceptile wasn't so rampant. I want to believe in Sceptile. I don't think I do, but I want to believe in it. Okay, Mence is dead, by the way. Hold on a second. Mence is completely dead, and one of the Wish users is gone. Starmie is hella low. And Zard just finds it in his heart to stay in Hidden Power Grass. That's baller as fuck. Lighthouses, no. Lighthouses doesn't bring this back, surely. Burke in the chat, welcome. This is quite the set so far. Yama comes in, takes a surf. Uh-oh. I think Hidden Power Bug would kill from here, right? Do you just go Zard? Go Zard, please. Paralyzing this thing is nice. We do go Zard here, and it's Wish. You just got a flamethrower here. It is Hidden Power Grass, but the Wish happens before Sand, and it lives at 1%. You just did 58, though. Could you stay in and do it again? No. They clicked Recover. They clicked Recover. They would have been fine. If Lighthouses stayed in, the Starmie would have lived. And Blissey is finally going to call mine because all of a sudden, if Yama decides to come in, +1 T-Bolt could do it. It's going to be Celebi instead. T-Tar coming in on Celebi. This is just, I think, what, BKC Tar? No. Well, not BKC Tar. Oh my god. What the fuck? Lighthouses. How are you? You're punching through everything. That's wild. Wait a minute. I guess they calced and neither Hidden Power nor Rock Slide would have killed the Yama from that range. Because otherwise you imagine they know they're faster from the first turn of this game. So they didn't have a kill. This is wild. So many things are freaking knocked off. Well, I guess it was only the Skarmory and the Starmie. I thought the Blissey also got knocked off, but I don't believe it ever did. All right, Dr. Pepper, your Yama is damn low. Lighthouses has to position such that you need to get something in right now that can deal 25% to Yama next turn. And there's going to be T-Tar. Okay, and that was, that was a Wish click. And it is Marowak in the back. Oh my god, huge fucking sub by Lighthouses. Amazing sub. And that makes so much sense too, because it's a paralyzed Rachi. You're outspeeding it. Fire Punch doesn't break a sub. Body Slam doesn't break a sub. If they somehow have Toxic Overprotect, you're outspeeding. So that's the freest sub ever. In hindsight. It was a pretty free sub, but still... Wait! Boomerang breaks sub! Oh my god, but it was only 2 hits. But because you got hit once, the focus punch gets fucked up. What the shit? Lighthouse is saying, oh, whoops. Well, what really could you have done, though? I guess you have to play to the bone meringue miss or just leave. Because if it was 3 hits, the Tar's dead. You could take Brick Break, but it's not going to kill. That is fucking insane. There's so few multi-hit moves in Gen 3, bro. What the fuck? Okay. This is a situation where you suspect they're going to be clicking Wish. Can you do 25% to Yama with Surf? You have to click it here. You do. And they decide to stay in. Is Boomerang always 2 hits? I thought it could be up to 3. Somebody in the chat let me know if I'm off the mark here. Rachi going for Body Slam. Para not getting it. This has become way more hype than I thought it would. The first 30 turns, 35 turns was Dr. Pepper just building a wall and knocking things off and eliminating Skarm and rapid spinning for all of eternity. But Lighthouse has made some fucking plays, man. Oh, Boomerang is always twice. Do they each have a chance to miss? Do they have their own hit chance? I need to brush up on my mechanics. And Metagross finally decides to stay in and blow up on the Starmie. My goodness. Okay, Starmie is gone. Lighthouse's Starmie is so close to just sweeping now. Marowak surely goes down. It gets outsped, dies. Yama, I don't think it's going to be able to survive. And it's Charizard. It's always been Charizard. Always will be Charizard. Clicking Overheat into the Protect. I see it. I suppose I understand. Oh, no, you missed. Don't get parried. Oh, no. Dr. Pepper, are you going to bring this back? This has been such a fucking back and forth match. The Yama will finally go down. Zard is going to get outsped by everything. Wait a minute. Marowak could sub or something here. T-Tar comes in on a rock slide. I really thought they would have went for sub or Swords Dance or something. Because now you're just dead. Yeah, now you're just dead. And yeah, I think eventually Starmie could win. You could also sack the Starmie to get the Zard in safely and click Overheat. Surely Overheat wins. Or you could go with your Calm Mind Blissey, but we'll go ahead and put this on fast mode because I think we might be here a moment. But I think Lighthouses, barring insane luck on Dr. Pepper's end, should be able to pretty cleanly take this. What a set from Lighthouses. Again, I don't agree with letting the Skarm go. I just think they kind of let it go for nothing. But to their credit, they fucking brought it all the way back. Shiny Lady and asking about the National Basketball Association. I've got Cavs in 5 versus the Heat. I'm having some of my friends come over today to watch the game. It's going to be sick. Maybe this is a hyper fast moment. I'll pause it if anything crazy happens, folks, but I don't think there's a way out for Dr. Pepper. I think it's cooked. Yeah, that's game. Fantastic set. Great submission. I did not catch last night because I was playing my Mushy League match, which took 2 hours. Neither me nor Jake Oblong, my opponent, in none of the 3 games did we ever turn the timer on, which I loved. I loved that we just kind of gentlemaned. There were times where I took a damn long amount of time. There were times where he took a while, and we never turned the timer on. We never said anything. We just kind of respected one another and gave one another the time that we felt we needed. And I feel like that's a little rare in this community. A lot of people, a lot of teammates even will, or just players when talking about, especially, something like SPL when it's really important, or even ADVPL, they say not turning the timer on is throwing, or it's it's they could even argue it's like disrespectful to your teammates because you're not like giving it your all or something. I will say, I'm drinking Coronas right now. The part you have to think about though is who does the timer help more, and you have to know yourself and know your opponent. And I will tell you, and don't tell my future opponents this, don't tell my ops this, but I don't think the timer helps me. I think I often take a lot of time. And if I have less time, I usually will end up making worse decisions. And I think I tend to take more time than the average opponent. So the timer tends to restrict my decisions faster than my opponents. Now, if I'm doing really well and my decisions are a little easier to make, then occasionally my opponent will be the one who feels the time pressure. But in that case, I'm already winning. So I don't really even want the extra help because I just feel like the timer is like not good for me in a general sense. Yeah, when you play on Smog Tours, the timer's on automatically. Timer keeps us honest. I do think that because games 1 and 2 of my set yesterday, and that's why I couldn't watch the Lakers game, is why I bring this up. LeBron was looking old. LeBron is 40. He could be the... Can you imagine if he was the third best option? He could absolutely be the third best option on a chip winning team. Or if he has Luka and they actually have like a lot of really nice pieces. Like they have Austin Reeves, but they need like a center. Like if they have like a center. Like if they have Porzingis. If you just like give Luka his best teammates back. If you just give him the all-star Porzingis, Jalen Brunson. Imagine what the Mavs could have done if they just literally never made any trades ever. All right, gang. We're moving on. This was a mushy league match between FJ, 2K, and Kaboom. Big fan of FJ. I don't know Kaboom as well, but FJ is always in a lot of the same Discord servers I'm in. Very active guy. Generally like a fun guy. I played them on ladder a couple times. Good guy. And I've always wanted to ask what the name is. Like, is this like a 2K reference? Do they know ball? Let me know if anybody knows. Imagine if they did get Mark Williams, but then also imagine if Mark Williams could like stay healthy. Anyway, dive in. It's Pseudo Wudo, excuse me? And that's got to be choice band Rockhead lead Pseudo Wudo. I have never seen such a thing. And it's beat up Doug that is likely spec'd to live a single ice beam. And I think this Blissey is over. Without a freeze or a crit, yeah, Blissey's done. Leo saying FJ is one of your ADVPL captains. Blissey's gone like on turn 4. Kind of crazy. You imagine Kaboom largely representing a special offense team with these first 2 Pokemon revealed. So we could expect a Raikou, a Suicune, a Celebi, Shitrock Enjoyer. That's for Dazi, right? So this is Pseudo Wudo. FJ was able to get some spikes, gives up the entire Skarm, and Mag comes in on a mash miss. It's leftovers Mag, or meta, so meta could just click Earthquake here. And it's agility meta. So now agility meta is going to go absolutely ham. Swampert can come in on the Earthquake. Well, that was pretty well maneuvered by FJ, I'm not going to lie. Meta has to get out of the way. Mag comes in on the Giga Drain. Okay. What does Mag do? Do you hidden power fire? Do you toxic? No. We just bring T-Tar in. It's just clicked a single rock slide, and it's going to stay in and get big Giga Drain to get a single Dragon Dance off. And presumably it has bug coverage to punch through the Celebi. Kaboom is going to sack the Doug entirely to get Suicune in, which is going to be a strong answer to +1 T-Tar. But FJ, do you just go for it with the rock slide flinches? I think you should, yeah. Pump, miss. It's offensive Suicune and you missed. Oh my gosh, and meta is way too low to survive anything after coming in on spikes. You don't even need to risk the rock slide miss either on FJ's side. So do you go for Rock Slide Flinch here as well? No, just taking the damage with Earthquake. Which is going to be faster after +1? Presumably Kaboom thinks they will be, but they're not. It could have been a speed tie. FJ, are you going to win a Mushy League game with fucking Sudowoodo lead? It sure looks like it. Wait, you're outsped? You're outsped by... Dude, okay, can I talk about this? I talked about this in a recent video too. These sets where the T-Tar is meant to get to +2 so you can outspeed Arrow is insane to me. It's like crazy. I get it, and like build around it all you want, have fun. And like FJ wins. FJ wins. Congratulations. Great game. Well done. But I really fucking hate going to +1 and then still getting outsped by Celebi, Charizard, Slacking, Flygon, Zapdos, all the base 100 Mon. Like that's such an important benchmark. And like, so I don't fuck with that set. I'm telling you right now, I don't fuck with it. And in this case, and maybe I should go straight to hell because, mind you, the T-Tar was bulky enough to survive an entire second hit from the Celebi and get to +2. If you're able to get to goddamn +2, hey, go to the fucking moon, brother. Don't let me stop you. And yeah, HP bug is... And Kaboom forfeits. Yeah, I see it. I definitely see it. Because the meta can't agility. You'd have to go zap. You have to go zap and get a rock slide miss and then expect agility growth to somehow win. But it can never click agility because it comes in on spikes and dies to anything anybody ever clicks. But then again, maybe you probably don't outspeed the bag. So that's probably over. But in my humble opinion, if you're playing in a team tournament and it's not literally over, this wasn't even effectively over. Because if you miss that rock slide, I mean, damn, maybe fucking Zap can come in, get a sub up, pass a fucking sub to meta. Like, just play it out for your teammates. In my humble opinion, I'm not trying to criticize Kaboom in particular. People do this stuff all the time. And Leo, I couldn't agree more. Good stuff to Sudowoodo, accomplishing very little. He denied one substitute at the very beginning of the game, I believe. Right? That's what happened? Yeah. And that's all he needed to do. Nice win from FJ. I want to know more about this lead pseudo technology. All right. Handful of replays left, folks. Should be OU. Let's not meme too hard. What's next? Teemo versus Uppa. I will admit I've seen parts of this already. Because this was an ADVPL match that happened literally today. From my teammate on the Sky Pillar Salamence' Teemo versus Uppa. If you guys watched my live stream where I explained that I was able to join the Sky Pillar Salamences in the middle of week 2 of ADVPL, it was because one of my teammates got banned. So they had a spot, they signed me, and that teammate ended up being Teemo, who got banned. And then he was unbanned. And they decided to not only allow him back onto the team, but they let me stay as well. It was an unprecedented decision. And I've been able to be retained as mostly a locker room guy and an occasional content guy. And this is, I believe, a Little Cup match in ADVPL. Let's get it. And it's lead Avra versus Anorith. Any old heads like me remember playing freaking Pokemon Stadium 1, Pokemon Stadium 2, those Little Cup formats that they had on those games? Abra goes so insanely hard, so freaking fast, hits so goddamn hard. I know nothing about actual Little Cup format in terms of Smogon, but seeing Abra, least surprising thing of all time. And he's going to get a Reflect up to live a Hidden Power, and it's also Citrus Berry. So he's going to steal the Citrus Berry from the Anorith, live yet another Hidden Power, and heal up once more. And after thiefing, the Psychic will then take it down. That's brilliant. And he's going to thief another berry. But now Duskull's going to thief the berry back. He's like, no, hey, give me that. That's mine. That's my fucking berry. And Duskull is going to activate that Citrus Berry. Even with the special defense drop, Duskull is able to survive and finally kill the Abra. But this is kind of insane. Duskull's going to get out of the way. Thunderbolt here. And Ghastly just blowing the hell up. Execute is gone. And it's Whalmer, excuse me. Able to take out the Duskull. Teemo with a sizable lead. Staryu here to try to stop the bleeding. It's a para. Icy Wind technology, but you're unlikely to outspeed even despite the Icy Wind considering the para, unfortunately. Oh, and subbing on a self-destruct. Okay, Uppa trying to get back into it. Diglett is able to come in. Diglett is legal in this format. That's crazy. Trappage coming into counter trap, and it is actually easily able to do so. This is a fast one. Citrus Berry healing Trapinch all the way back up to full health. And Lileep able to stomach that insanely easily. Looks like Citrus Berry is the play. Endure. Endure into quick attack. What's the point of doing the Endure into the quick attack? I'm not too sure. But it's Elekid last. Clicking Ice Punch. Getting Giga Drained. A freeze might be Uppa's only hope. Oh, wait a minute. Rock Slide miss. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. A freeze here could just win. Didn't get it. Barely doesn't get the kill either. Oh no. And just takes the kill. I guess it depends on what Teemo has in the back. It's Snubble. I have no idea what the hell Snubble does besides Intimidate. It has Earthquake. It has Earthquake. And Teemo with the victory. What a fucking game. Empty Wisdom, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Happy Jesus Day. Happy 420 Day. I guess it's some dude's birthday, but I guess he's not very popular, so that's like probably the least happy part of all this, but oh, my camera frozen. That's pretty funny. All right. Hold on. We're back. All right, gotta try to fuck with the lighting. That was hilarious. Witke is unsure if I was frozen or just remarkably still. Diglett is the #1 Mon in the format. That was insane. Snubble getting Earthquake is insane. Yeah, I guess I would suspect that you would have to evolve into Grand Bull first, but no, apparently not. All right, handful of matches left, and when we're done, we're gonna go back through and I'm gonna let you guys vote on what set or what game you think was the sickest. Just Leo submitted this one, and this was an ADV PL Ubers match, and I know almost nothing about Ubers, but we're gonna send it. Goose Gray, welcome. Go Cavs, indeed. Have I played around Super Mario Mon? I have not. I've seen a little bit of Jimothy playing with Blunder. Jimothy's so fucking big time now, dude. I remember discovering Jimothy's channel when he made the comparing Gen 3 OU to Melee. Like, Gen 3 OU is the Melee of Pokemon video. Because I'm from Melee. Like, that's how it hit my algorithm. And I was like, okay, this is like a pretty interesting argument this guy's making. And I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love his goddamn Australian accent. So I started watching his videos. And back then, I don't know how many subs he had, right? But it was probably, I don't know. He probably had like 10 or 20K, maybe less. And now he's just like streaming with like fucking Blunder. He's got like over 100,000 subs. Empty Wisdom, congrats on 1K. Thank you. Kuzi, you've been subbed to him for almost 10 years or something? That's crazy. I did go back and like looked, and he's been uploading on that channel for a long fucking time. It's cool to kind of see the progression of like him trying different things. Anyway, just leave. This is ADVPL. This isn't SPL, but this is like the second biggest, most important team tournament for Gen 3 in all of Smogon. Let's dive in. Groudon lead. Is this good? I mean, presumably you have Fire Blast in the sun. I imagine you outspeed. I don't even... Can we just... Oh, it's Groudon. It's Groudon, folks. Let's familiarize ourselves a little bit. Hold on. I gotta... All right, we're back. So we're 90 base speed. We got a lot of goddamn attack, a lot of fucking defense. Our special attack's like okay. I wonder if your earthquake probably just like annihilates meta. It like fucking destroys it, right? Let's calc this. Let's calc this and we'll get back to the match. We're going to learn like one new thing about a format every time we commentate it. Uber's, I don't know. Let's say it's Swords Dance. It's not even going to be like Choice Band or anything like that. Metagross, Uber's Tank. Earthquake with a shot to kill, tanky, full HP, a little bit of defense meta. It's a small shot, but that again, that's assuming this is full attack adamant, but no choice band and a lot of investment in the meta. A lot of fucking investment. The Grizzlies, I was at the gym earlier and I saw that the Grizzlies were down like 4 million points. And it's like, damn, I do not want to see OKC in the finals as a Cavs fan. I'm not going to lie. Are you just clicking Earthquake? Is that the play? Let's find out. Latios comes in. Oh, on a T-Wave, it's a utility Groudon set, folks. Just Leo offering some commentary in the chat as well. They outspeed Adamant meta with the set. They have a very bulky Groudon set. They've got 252 HP, 96 speed, rests in Spadef Adamant. Interesting. Well, we've crippled a Latios. This is like the best Pokemon in the format, right? Feel free to fact check me. Lax is here. And Lax finally doesn't have to deal with the sand as often. How about that? I think it's so funny that Omastar is viable in Ubers. Because it has Swift Swim and it spins. So that represents Kyogre. Yeah, and here it is. Swords Dance Adamant Groudon. Wanting no part of Kyogre. Water Spout, my freaking gosh. This format's kind of dope as shit, actually. I kind of love that there's like a huge Pokemon with like 150 special attack that can just click water. Oh my god, and Thunder just one-shots Kyogre in the rain. What the fuck? Soul Dew is a hell of a fucking drug, folks. Goodness gracious. Yeah, Latios just like one-shot like the box legendary, bro. What the actual fuck? And we will be Sun Gaming for the remainder of this one. Latios with Levitate is able to pivot in on the Groudon. We missed a Rock Slide. Unfortunate, but yeah, Paraflinch. I would have thought that we could have kept going. Oh, refresh Latios. I will say, I'm privy to refresh Latios. I'm aware that it's a thing. I know that was a crit, but holy shit, is that a lot of damage. Like, natural Latios with Soul Dew just clicking Ice Beam does a quarter of Snorlax's health. It's a fucking special wall. Do you ever run Thick Fat Lax in this meta? I've always been a proponent of Thick Fat Lax, and people laugh at me. They scoff at me. They call me names in the city square. But this is a scenario where I'm telling you, there's gonna be a lot of fire moves. There's some ice beams getting thrown around. Who has time to click Toxic and Ubers? I'm probably spreading a lot of misinformation. Ho-Oh is back. Anybody else enjoy the recent Jimothy video on Ho-Oh? Threw it on in the background. That's a lot of damage. That's got to be Choice Band Ho-Oh right there. And I have no head calc whatsoever. I've never seen a Ho-Oh do damage to a Rayquaza outside of like the cartridge games when I was 12. But just based off vibes, I'm telling you, that's Choice Band right there. And we've eliminated their Latios. Huge. Lax comes in trying to sacrifice itself to the Metagross, unable to do so because of the mash miss. And finally, there we go. No attack raise or anything. Ho-Oh is back once more. And Sacred Fire doesn't get there in the sun? Excuse me? What do you mean? Also, I should have went back to the other scene. Sorry, guys. I'm not actually a very good streamer. But I am a good hang. It has 110 special attack, and it clicked Sacred fucking Fire. It's 100 base power, and you're in the goddamn sun, and it's super effective. Somebody explain this to me. No special attack on Choice Band Ho-Oh. That is fair. That is fair. But come on, man. Like, is it just me or like, come on, man? Well, this is something. The meta will be a spike sack. Well, not a spike sack because there are no spikes, but it will die to its own burn next time it comes in. I'm just saying that was the last thing I expected. I did not know Metagross had it in him. I would think that Rayquaza would be the best Pokemon in the format. That looks like Choice Band as well, locked in. And yeah, this looks like this is a wrap, bro. Locking into extreme speed, sure. You're gonna need to sacrifice your Blissey so you can just come back in and click a different button. Kuzi saying Metagross is the best Pokemon in ADV. Just like period. Like you're not even gonna say like OU. You're not even gonna. Surely you can't be saying in all of Ubers. And with no sand, Blissey living on 1% is kind of A-okay. You gotta dodge a mash here. I love how Blissey runs Thunder in this format. This format is kind of dope, I'm not gonna lie. And it's gonna be extreme speed. Yeah, you're gonna need some crits, and it's completely over. It's never been more over. And Ghost Stop with no GG in the chat. Unfortunate. I do think that Thunder is less accurate in the sun. Even in Gen 2, that was the case. Pokemon move Thunder. Generation 2 to 5. Always hits in rain. Harsh sunlight, it's actually reduced to 50%. As per Gen 2. What do you know? That was a wild game, not going to lie. And we're going to go back to the correct scene. We're back. We're insanely back. I would believe that Metagross would be the best Pokemon in UUBL. I could be convinced of that. This was a submission. Kauna v Ninjask Nundays. This is a ladder match. I can't remember who submitted this, but somebody submitted it. Let's see what's going on. It's lead Swellow of all things, with a Houndoom in the back, trying to pursuit trap the T-Tar, and willing to stay in on Raikou to get a crunch off. We've been parried. One could argue that is unfavorable. And I mean, we're getting the Raikou damn low, but it's subbing looking for a full para. Oh, and Fire Blast could miss. That was kind of a wild Fire Blast click. Raikou subbing down to 2%. Crazy. And finally gets the full para it was looking for. And it's going to get another Calm Mind of all things. And now Crunch doesn't even... Maybe that was the consideration. Maybe Crunch is a roll at +1 to actually break the sub, and they thought they needed the Fire Blast. That's tough. This is really tough. What are we doing, by the way? We brought the Purden just to pivot elsewhere, and we threw away our Swellow. Now Swampert's back. We've accomplished nothing. It's HP Ice. Okay. Oh, so they're scouting the hidden power. My apologies, Kauna. You had a game plan. You executed it. I didn't see the vision. I was unaware. But they recognize, okay, Swampert can live one. I'm going to roar this out. But Ninjask Nundays, this is about the best start you could hope for. And it's a Houndoom mirror match. Not something you see all the time. Houndoom getting a Will-O-Wisp on the Pert. That seems pretty valuable. And Doug, I think, can do 37% with Earthquake, and it can. Okay. It's Sceptile Gaming. Sceptile's going to outspeed Gengar and Raikou. Wonder what kind of hidden power coverage that is. Man, that's a 4-hit KO on the Hera. And now Hera will actually outspeed. It has Reversal, but it's not at a good percent. Reversal isn't actually doing very much. Mega Horn, though, clearly will be putting in work. And Reversal at 22% actually doesn't kill. But is this too much for even arrow? You need a flinch right now. You get the flinch, but it's Salic Gengar? What? And it's you. Wait, what does grudge even mean? What? Okay, we got to pivot. What? Pokemon move grudge. What the actual fuck? Non-damaging ghost type move. If the user faints as the direct result of an attack, the move which caused the user to faint will lose all of its power points. No fucking shot, bro. Where's the replay? So you fucking sacrificed the Salic Gengar. You could have just killed the fucking arrow, presumably with T-Bolt. But now arrow was its choice band locked. It has to leave or it's going to be clicking struggle. And it can never rock slide. That's fucking insane. So what's the game plan? It's Lanoon in the back. We're Lanoon gaming, because of course we are. And Counter decides to stay in to struggle. Do you have a Select barrier on the Lanoon? You don't, but the extreme speed is good enough. And no matter what this is, I imagine extreme speed, or maybe even a different option, because you're going to outspeed the Scizor either way, into Doug should get you there, right? Surely. Hidden Power something. Does Scizor have a berry? Oh, it's a Lychee Berry. It's simply a Lychee Berry. It's not Endure Select. What a fucking match. That was crazy. And my camera is frozen once more. The expression on my face, I'm bewildered. I can't even believe it. Insanity ensued. That was fucking wild. It's lower to mid-ish level match here on the ladder. But still epic as fuck, and I appreciate the submission. Thank you so much for it. Wild Rumpus saying that this is a strictly inferior Destiny bond. Well, the fact that the arrow wasn't dead but was effectively crippled basically gave Lanoon the turn it needed to Belly Drum. If arrow dies, Lanoon comes in and Scizor's right there. So you can't really click the Belly Drum. So I see the vision. That is a really fucking interesting idea. And I could see it working. It's a little gambity. It's I don't want to call it cheese. It's like gimmicky, right? Like if your opponent knows about it, then it's going to be a little less likely to be successful. But it works when you have the element of surprise. And who the fuck is ever going to call out? I mean, keep this. If you ever see fucking Select Gengar on the ladder, look out for Ninjask Nundays. And you might get grudged. The Doug Gardevoir thing versus Mag, of course. I've seen just about every video Jimothy's done on ADV. That was crazy. Okay. All right. Last two replays that have been submitted thus far. I've got some additional replays submitted to me recently, but we'll probably save those for next week. Shiny Ledian versus Uzi Gibb. Does it tell you? 1775 gamer versus 1638. That's kind of crazy. Is it really, John? With an astute observation on the last match, lead Gengar rings 400 alarm bells, and you got to guess which one. That's a good point. Lead Gengar, very rare. It's like a shiny Pokemon. Okay, I think these are two ladder matches. Shiny Ledian bringing lead Heracross into a Suicune and just clicking Megahorn. And I guess these gamers have a bit of a history. They know one another's teams. I think I've played against this. I played against a Shiny Ledian team where he has a Heracross. It's absolutely a thing that's happened. And is that Choice Band Hera or does it have a berry? I don't know. I mean, who knows what kind of Suicune set this is? Lead Suicune is also not the most common lead of all time. Mag came in, by the way, a moment ago. Uzi sticking with his first two Mon. And taking an entire return, I guess roaring on a suspected curse. So nice click by Ledian to continue to pressure the Suicune and get it damn low. Rock Slide barely won't put it in range. If you have rest, you could click it. A lot of lead Suicunes, though, are just more offensively oriented. They don't even run rest. They're just trying to get like a lot of value out the gate and position other threats to make more progress in the late game. And it's Skarmory coming in on, again, what I suspect is Choice Band Megahorn. No Berry getting procced. And yeah, doing 29% to Skarmory despite being quad resisted is fucking insane. Uzi gets their one spike. Mag is going to get dugged. And we're back. Flygon revealed. This does look like the team I've faced against Shiny Lady, but I don't think they always led the Hera. Maybe they've made some changes. We haven't played in a couple weeks. Snorlax is here on Milo. In my opinion, Snorlax is probably one of the best answers to Milo in the format. You can just kind of set up on it. Presumably your immunity, so Toxic's not doing shit. Surf not doing nearly enough. And Ledian pivoting away from the Claydol, maybe trying to save it from a potential boom. Milo easily coming in on Earthquake. And it's Hypnosis Milo, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a Shiny Ledian technology. I will admit, I brought Hypnosis Milo to one of my Mushy League games yesterday, so I'm not above Hypno Milo by any means. Suicune is back. Is this your chance to rest? It is. It is going to be a lead rest Suicune with Roar, and you'd imagine it has to be Calm Mind last. I don't think I've ever seen an ADVOU, a Suicune, that didn't have Calm Mind. Like, it's not always going to be Surf. You could have Hydro Pump. You're not always running Ice Beam. You could be running Roar, Rest, Sleep Talk. But Calm Mind is always going to be a part. Kuzi saying Milo is like the most middle-of-the-road OU Pokemon in the format. Yeah, I mean, it's like a fantastic answer to mixed attackers. It's very passive. It serves a role on, like, balanced stall teams. The Andy Dalton scale. Milo truly is the Andy Dalton of ADVOU. You know, it could go off, like, maybe you'll get, like, one, like, playoff run with it every now and then. It could be the star of the show rarely, but mostly you want it to be a supporting role and empower like the true superstars of the team to shine. Uzi's going to let the Flygon go. And by the Flygon, of course, I mean the Milotic. We're going to let the Hera go to bring the T-Tar in. And is this DD? Is it time? We've only revealed Rock Slide and Leftovers. Doug is here. Oh, sub. That's even better. Yeah, with the Doug, because usually you're not going to be... I don't think you can outspeed Doug after +1. I don't think T-Tar has enough base speed to ever do it. So we've eliminated the Doug. Suicune, Blissey last, though. Those can be very difficult to punch through. Here's a Focus Punch. And, yeah, man, I mean... I think that's bold Suicune. Like, 34% is not a lot. You're going to need a crit. Doesn't get it. Suicune's going to wake up here and click Surf. Are you going to just go Milo? We will. Suicune, you got to just click Surf, yeah. And could be clicking Hypnosis here. That could force the Blissey in. Oh, no, but we're doubling T-Tar on the Blissey coming in. Oh, brilliant rest, actually. Because if they rest, then they control how long they're asleep. So I like that play. Shiny Ledian is able to double to T-Tar and put themselves in a position where if they get a crit here, this Suicune could die to sand depending on the roll. But yeah, no crit. No crit. But this feels repeatable. You just go to Milo on the Surf. And you probably recover here because you can't do this forever as you are coming in on spikes in sand. And yeah, Uzi is going to rest there. And we were unable, just because we had to recover there rather than doubling the T-Tar. And of course, at some point in this loop, Uzi could just surf into the Milo. And if you do double the T-Tar, it's probably over. But Enledia is happy to just stay in with the Milo. But how are you going to pressure it now? Oh, it was roar. Forcing something else to come in. Do you roar again? We could be here a moment. We could be here a little while. Finally lands the Hypno. And do you just have to, like, go for sleep? We go to Flygon. I feel like this is just CB. Crit Earthquake helps, but they wake up early and they just click Surf. You need another crit Earthquake right here, or the Rock Slide flinch into an Earthquake, and you get it. Earthquake just hit 57%. There's a roll where you could kill here. Oh, you went for another flinch and didn't get it. Uzi calling out Shiny Lady for being a cheesehead in the chat. Love to see a little bit of animosity. Unironically, I like to see a little bit of smack talk. Usually people are very, very nice and mild-mannered in the chat. They apologize when they get good luck. A lot of people say GG's no matter how the set went. You're one flinch away. I think you go for the flinch here. And no, don't get it that time. And by the way, this is not CB whatsoever, as we learned several turns ago. I too would be upset if somebody implied that I were a fan of the Packers. More of a Lions guy myself. I was a free agent fan for a while. Here's the flinch. Ledian always getting that first flinch. Can't find the second one yet. By the way, pressure stalls, I think there's the second flinch. And that's going to be the game. Okay, going to go to Blissey, which... Oh, but crit Earthquake. Oh, Uzi. No, dude. Oh, crit all my mons. I guess. Shout out to Shiny Lady for the sorry in the chat. Because when you're in the nosebleed elo, when you're this high, you're going to be running into a lot of the same people. You gotta establish like a good working relationship with these fellas. Fish Food Gen 3 Ubers vid win. I'm not sure if you just joined, but we went over. Somebody submitted a Gen 3 Ubers match for replay of the week, and it was a rather fun one. I would suggest you go back and check it out. But truth be told, I know almost nothing about Gen 3 Ubers. I learned a little bit about Groudon's stat spread today. Every time that we check out a replay from a format I'm not familiar with, we're going to just look up one thing. We're going to try to learn one thing. I do love Matthew Stafford as much as I love Jared Goff. No, Ledian, you played that right. Ledian did the right thing. I should make a team and try. I should do a million things, bro. I'm in Mushy League. I'm on an ADVPL team as like the locker room guy. I'm trying to like, do my own content. There's just a lot of things, Like there's another draft. I got pinged. They're doing another draft tournament. I made it out of pools in my first draft event. But it's just like, I'm trying to figure out the right balance. This is the last submission. And 1644 versus 1664 gaming happening. Shiny Ladian with a second submission for us. And it appears to be the same team. Pexhawk wanting no part of staying in there. And that makes a lot of sense, right? Look at this. What does lead Hera tell you? It tells you there's a fucking mag. Because Hera is going to need that support. So Pexhawk wisely scouting. I should grow my own alfalfa sprouts. When is the sitcom coming out? I feel like there's like a 3% chance that I will be in a sitcom at some point before I die. That feels like a side quest that like Zet's like in his 50s will do. When am I going to learn how to skateboard? I've like performed like 3/4 of a kickflip in my life. I mean, growing up, I loved the Tony Hawk games. I did have a skateboard. I would ride it around a little bit, but I wasn't like close to a skate park. I didn't have any other friends that skated, so I never got like good or anything. And anyway, this Snorlax is just clicking goddamn buttons and getting like Intimidate spammed. But it's done some stuff, and we've revealed a lot of the opposing Mons. Snorlax easily coming in on a Dragon Claw. Like, that did literally nothing. And Gyarados, the throat goat, by the way. I wasn't aware of this. I had no idea. Skarm is here. Just going to go to the Magneton. Pexhawk saying, fine, just mag me. I'm taking my spike now. Let's get it out of the way. I had a match earlier in Mushy League, mind you, where I had a Skarm, they had a mag, and I did not go to that fucking Skarm all game. I was so fucking patient. I eventually eliminated the mag, bring the Skarm out. It was so fucking nice. I think people should go for those lines more. A lot of people are just like, fine, I'm taking my one spike. No, man, I'm gonna fucking snipe your mag somehow. Lady and saying, craziest Superman I've ever seen. I can't lie. This is kind of a sick Superman. Fortunately for Lady, it's just it's a mixed offense with mag. So we don't have any slots dedicated to spiking. The fucking Kirby Air Ride soundtrack is undefeated, by the way. Is anybody else stoked for the Switch 2, especially Kirby Air Riders, the spiritual successor to Kirby Air Ride? That game is going to go insanely hard, and I will probably be streaming that game when it comes out. I'm not going to lie. All right, they have one spike. We've eliminated Skarmory. These and Tim spammers, they're kind of going in, but they're slowly getting chunked down by these returns. Mag deciding to come in on mixed ments, and I guess with Wish, it's Dragon Claw, Wish, Protect, Toxic, maybe over Flamethrower. Maybe it doesn't have Flamethrower. I'd imagine you would want some way to, pressure opposing Skarm. You have your Zapdos, but is that it? Is that your entire plan? Maybe this Flygon has Fire Blast. But with this squad, I would be a little concerned about opposing Skarm. That's the thing, Mint Europe, is Nintendo has been sitting on so much insanely awesome IP for like a decade. I want like a AAA F-Zero game. I want to be Captain Falcon, and I want to be driving, but I want there to be a section where I'm running around like in Smash, and I'm kneeing people and I'm Falcon punching people. Like, that game would do fucking numbers, and it would hit so hard. Star Fox. I want a AAA, like, fucking rail shooter Star Fox game. Where like, they have so, like, all the Smash Bros, like, ensemble cast, just, like, put them on a fucking roulette wheel and, like, make a goddamn game. We're getting Metroid Prime 4 finally, which is a good thing. But, Minty Europe, I could not agree more. Was Kuzi, was GX the one for the GameCube? I never owned that one, but my buddy did. We played it a little bit. And I watched like a video of like some guy like doing a crazy speed run at like an AGDQ in like 2014 or some shit. Oh, Kuzi, you played Melee too? Did you play competitively? Like did you go to events and shit? Nice, man. OG as fuck, bro. And yeah, there is Flamethrower on this Flygon. Look at me, dude. I'm calling out sets. I'm looking at structures. I'm identifying potential weaknesses. Pexhawk saying that was weak. Do we miss something? Oh, it's Salic Flygon, but it just dies to Toxic. That's what Pexhawk is saying. That's a new one, too. Protecting with Flygon for some chip. I guess also you're hurting the Heracross because it's dying to sand. But I would be concerned. I mean, maybe there's a world where it decides to like Swords Dance or something. I don't know the full Heracross set, but it is represented Choice Man because I just clicked Mega Horn 4 times in a row. Led Zepp is best one. Welcome to the chat. We're reviewing the final submission for Game of the Week. Toxic is monumental. Yeah, just lefties T-Tar. You can click Rock Slide or like something. Okay, this should... Oh, crit might have mattered because that's a defensive Flygon, folks. Holy moly. And Intim does not work through sub either. So I think Ledian has put themselves in quite a good spot. Oh, okay. I see. I see, Kuzi. I see where you're coming from now. This T-Tar, despite getting toxic like what seems like 4.5 turns ago. Well, this is its last turn on Earth, I think. No, it's going to live at 1%. It's going to live at 1%. Right? Or is it a rounding thing? Oh, it got leftovers first. Oh my gosh. What's the button? It's just Rock Slide. I like just taking the Rock Slide. It hits everything. What are you going to focus punch and get no value? You just did 70% to a fucking bitch Drevis. So can Mag and company clean this up? I feel like it likely can. This has not revealed Flamethrower, and the Ments got out of the Mag's way earlier, but it did have Flamethrower all along. Do you guys remember on turn like 8 or something when Ments could have just Flamethrowered but didn't? Must have been a double from Pex Hawk. Anyway, there's still 2 Intimidate users here. Wish Protect will get you to where you want to go. Is this just Curse? By the way, Roar Rest Gyarados is fucking wild. Is this like Roar Rest Sleep Talk Gyara to try to like just like repeatedly roar people on the spikes? Not the matchup you wanted, buddy. Yeah, and this is not looking good. This is just an explosion if you have it. Your attack is damn low though. It's really low. And it's still stab explosion, man. And we've got a lot of banter in the chat here. Whoa. Oh my god, look at this. Clear the Flygon suck. Should have sacked Zap. I won otherwise. Whoa. I wish I knew more about the different commands you could do. I don't know anything. Oh, all right, gamers. Well, those were the replays I wanted to check out. Let's quickly like do a quick review. This game, 32 turns. What do I even remember about this game? Let's just watch the last like 5 turns of each game to remind ourselves. What speaks to you guys? Put it on fast mode. It's like Starmie kind of cleans. Suicune is like hella low. Comes in on a spike. Just dies to Hydro Pump. Okay, there's that one. Oh, the Lighthouses Dr. Pepper set was fucking crazy. This game 3 was like a movie. It's really fucking crazy. That was a good one. But again, like I mentioned, apparently there's another YouTube channel that's going to be uploading a more kind of like prepared commentary of this set. So I don't want to step on their toes or anything. I want to check it out for the live stream. But we probably won't select this one just so that the other channel can kind of like breathe a little. FJ2K versus Kaboom. Winning. Sudowoodo winning despite doing nothing. Luigi type vibes. You know what I'm saying? This was a fun one. Yeah, the double DD tar angle. That was fun. Shiny Lady and saying I got to show you guys my ADVPL replays. I am not playing in ADVPL. I am playing in Mushy League though. And Kuzi, I recognize that you were saying yes to F-Zero GX being the GameCube game. Led Zepp is best. Need more from my ass. Led Zepp, one of these days I'm going to figure out who you are. Like you must be somebody that knows me IRL. And I appreciate your enthusiasm and spirit. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning this one. The Little Cup match was fucking crazy. Like, the first few turns, like, reflect living this, thiefing the citrus berry, and going down to, like, no health, and then the citrus berry healing us all the way back up. And the thief into the psychic, killing the Amaranth. Only for Duskull to come and... Also, keep in mind, we use that citrus berry, so Abra Thieves again steals this citrus berry. Duskull steals it the fuck back, and is like, fuck you, that's my goddamn citrus berry. Teemo goes for the psychic kill, doesn't get it. And then it just goes back and forth. Like, what a fucking... And then there's like an explosion. There's a para here, sub. Doug traps a Staryu. Trapinch traps the fucking Diglett. Lileep comes in. Trapinch endures down and gets a quick attack off for some reason. And then Elekid punch, and you think, okay, well, surely Teemo has it. But then it's sub into Rock Slide miss. And it's like, holy fucking shit. And it's Citrus Berry, of course. So if you get like a crit here, or a better roll, or a freeze, maybe this goes a little differently. Because you would have still had a sub. But you have nothing. This is like a fucking 3 or 4 hit KO. So you need a lot more help. But I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards this one. The Ubers one was cool. The Ubers one was sick. Teemo is a gremlin. I will forever be indebted to Teemo for getting banned and allowing me to join the team. Teemo is my GOAT. Oh yeah, this set was fucking crazy too, though. This one was insane. This one was crazy. The Shiny Ladian games were fun. They were kind of sloggy in like the early and mid game, and then usually in the end game, cool stuff happened. $57, $58 turns. Some crits. Like this one, like we looped around and needed to get like 2 Rock Slide flinches. Eventually got there. Got like another crit. That was an exciting end game for sure. Gyarados the throat goat indeed. Kuzi says the Ninjask Nundays game with the Grudge Gengar into the Lanoon. That technology was fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we'll have a runner-up. All right, from now on, we're gonna have a winner and we're gonna have a runner-up. Shiny Ladian, no one can take that away from these games. These are nosebleed ladder matches. These are like top 100 gamers that are gaming. But we've seen some low ladder matches that were fucking fire. This wasn't ladder. There was at least one ladder match. This is the mushy game. This isn't ladder. That's not ladder. This was ladder. And this was fucking fire. I don't care that's a 1200 gamer who's bringing like his favorite goddamn Pokemon in Swellow, Sceptile, Scizor, Houndoom. It's cinema. Teemo is my GOAT. Zet's clipped and shipped. I guess I don't know Teemo very well. I don't really know the implications of what I'm saying. But I will go to bat for Teemo up to this point. The Air Rider stream is going to go insane. My partner literally works at Nintendo, so I'm getting the Switch 2 like day 0. I'm getting that game. I don't think it's a launch title, mind you. I don't think Air Riders is a launch title. But we'll definitely be streaming some Switch 2 shit. I'm going to be getting my hands on it. I'm fucking stoked, dude. This is one of the most highly anticipated console releases of the past like 2 decades. Like even when the Wii came out. Who was like how old were you guys when the fucking Wii came out? Was that 07, by the way? '06. November 06. It's crazy. Shiny Ladian saying, I thought you were looking for the best replays, not the funniest. Well, it's not necessarily funny. It's like fire. It's like hype. You know? It's entertainment value. It's like if fucking ABR is playing against I don't know, triangles on like nosebleed ladder, and they both bring stall and it goes to 200 turns, and it's also like the highest level ADV gaming that we've seen. But is it like entertaining though? And you know, some people are going to be highly entertained just because it's like that high level. But a lot of casual gamers, they're like, damn, this format's like really slow. And I also don't really know who these guys are, and some of the decisions that they're making are kind of going over my head, and I'm just not that into it. You know, so like being on a higher ladder, you know, the match occurring in SPL or ADVPL or even mushy, you know, that adds stakes, and that adds to the enjoyment for the spectator. But it's not the end all be all, and it's not even that important. It's just the quality. Like, how fucking insane of a game is it? How many like crazy plays were made? Were there any like sick hard reads? Is there like a really interesting Pokemon or like a set that was unexpected that did what it meant to do? Like this fucking Grudge Gengar, like dying to the Arrow Rock Slide, perfectly putting the Lanoon in position to win. Like that's fucking cinema, bro. That's just beautiful. And it's nothing against any of the other replays we've seen. What else in chat? I'm trying to catch up to everything. Kuzi saying I have an amnesia Gorbis baton pass to curse Skarmory sweep somewhere. I've thought about trying to run offensive Skarmory. Let me look something up. Go back to full screen. Spikes, Roar, Protect. It doesn't get Swords Dance in this gen, right? When does it get it? Does it get it in Gen 4? Yeah, one more gen, and all of a sudden, like, Skarmory can get you. I've thought about, like Swords Dance Celebi Pass to Skarm. Because you have serviceable goddamn attack. It's not the worst attack of all time. It's hardly worse than Charizard's attack. And Charizard is, like, this mixed attacker that pressures Blissey. And I get that it actually kind of does. But it doesn't do so, like, overwhelmingly well. We want to see Rest Talk Machamp. Let's up his best one. Zets, what's your brain think of Poliwrath and Primeape? I think that they're not used very often for good reason. Let's look at Primeape first, because I know less about him. It's Vital Spirit, so he cannot be put to sleep. Okay, so you have, like, a sleep switch in. If you got, like, Lead Smeargle on the opponent's side, fucking Hypno Milo, Shiny Ledian on the ladder, cool. And a decent speed tier, if it was 5 more, if you were at 100, you could speed tie Zapdos, Charizard, Celebi, Jirachi, Slaking, all that stuff. That'd be really nice. And I don't know, man, just you're very fucking squishy, you're insanely frail. And it's just like, what does this thing do better than basically any other fighter? Like, it's a little faster than most fighters, right? So, like, Medicham, only 80 speed. What other fighters? Machamp sees use rarely, 55. Other fighters. Yama is insanely slow, but it's insanely bulky. It's 144 fucking HP and more attack than Primeape. And you can run Thick Fat for yet more bulk. Let's see, fighting types. Blaziken. You're faster than Blaziken and Breloom. So that would be your claim to fame. You're quite a bit faster than Hera as well. It is literally the fastest fighting type in all of Gen 3. But how meaningful is that? I don't think it's quite meaningful enough. Poliwrath. Very middling stats. Nothing really like jumping off the page. Right? Water Absorb is cool. I mean, Mono Suicune just loses, like straight loses to this. You can also run Damp, and it can be a switch in on like meta or something. Okay, sure. We have 85 attack. We have like a weird typing where like we're not really positioned to like utilize our stab overly well. Like counter, toxic, protect. It's all going to be utility stuff because it doesn't have like... A lot of fighting types are going to have like sub belly drum sets. Sub belly drum Salic. Sure. Yeah, shiny lady, agility pass to it, belly drum. Yeah, and it's like, okay, if you're going to build an entire team around this and try to make it work, like, maybe you can get it to work sometimes, and, like, good luck, but it's not going to be consistent. It just... I'm struggling to find much for either of these fighting types that that another better fighting type doesn't just do a lot better. It does have hypnosis. It can put things to sleep. That's insanely true. And there's a really funny video on the Revival channel from ADV Revival 1 pools where Polyrath like goes absolutely insane. Like if you go to YouTube, I'm literally gonna type Revival Polyrath. I don't even know if I spelled that right. It has an I, right? Yeah. Polyrath says no, 24K. This one's actually on the Jimothy Gaming channel. But this is, if you haven't seen this is... I think there's another one somewhere. It might be one of the wrap-up videos. There's some really fucking good... Shiny Lady in peak 1650 with this Polyrath set that I'm doubting, by the way. So don't listen to me. Listen to Shiny Lady. I'm live, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. Empty Wisdom got a Wii in 2008. To finish my thought from a moment ago, when the Wii came out, remember, it was after the GameCube. And as a kid, the GameCube was like the sickest thing of all time. I lived through that shit. I was like 10 when the GameCube came out or something. I was 8. GameCube release date. Was it 01? Yeah, I was like 8 years old. But when the Wii came out, like again, like on a larger scale, the GameCube wasn't a big success. And the fucking successor to the GameCube was called the Wii. Now, we're desensitized to this now because we've heard the name Wii so much that it's like transcended its original connotation. But I remember being in like the fucking cafeteria eating lunch with my like grade school friends and us giggling because the fucking name was the Wii. So I don't think people had super high hopes when Nintendo dropped the Wii. When the Wii U came out, that was a huge flop. The Switch came out, and then it's after a flop. So people were I think they were hoping that the Switch would do well. But I don't think that it was highly anticipated. But now, like, Nintendo is on top of the goddamn world. And seemingly every other major video game company is imploding around itself. And can't decide what to do with their lives. And they're just doing what everybody kind of wanted them to do. They're releasing a better Switch. Because they kind of hit the jackpot. They figured it out. This is a really fucking amazing idea. It's effectively portable, but it's also a home console. And the games are really fucking good. The Joy-Cons make some improvements there. And they've done all that. And now you basically have like built-in Discord UI to game with your friends. Like, beautiful. Amazing. This could be like the most highly anticipated console release of our entire lives. Recommended. Yeah, you could learn so much about somebody from their YouTube recommended. It's kind of crazy. We've got some Hoops Tonight shit. BKC. I don't know what this is. This is probably something from my music recommendations. Maybe it's like indie or like emo or something. I've been listening to this Turnstile song. Turnstile, one of my favorite punk bands. They wrote a song for I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. Is that his name? They wrote the song specifically for this skit. It's a 90-second song. Has no business going that hard. Some Melee stuff. I don't really watch that much Melee stuff anymore. Speedrun stuff. Jimothy. Phoenix. Really awesome band from France. Kirby Air Ride stuff. There's a small little Kirby Air Ride competitive community that they're still doing it. Am I going to play any matches today or just do showcase things? I am not playing anything today. Fuck no. I'm going to sign off pretty soon and enjoy 420. I thought about enjoying 420 on stream, but I cannot keep my train of thought. I already can't keep my thoughts straight when I'm sober. And I was like, I would just not be doing these replays any justice whatsoever if I were to do that. But I played 2 hours of gaming last night. Maybe I'll stream this week and we'll review my mushy matches. We can look at weeks 1 and 2. I'm 2-0. I'm undefeated so far. And there's a lot to learn from. I made a lot of mistakes. I could have won much more easily. Obviously, as could my opponent. We're in mushy league. You know, this is mostly to learn and improve and have fun. This is technically a Zets 420 stream. All right, I've got some shit to catch up on. The Duskull vid was amazing. Yeah. That Duskull bring in ADV revival was fucking wild. Kuzi had the battery pack for the GameCube and the LCDs. Hold the phone. You talking about this shit, bro? You talking about this shit right here? Look at this shit. It's a little dusty. It's a little dusty, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I picked that up off of like this Goodwill auction website. I was like drunk at a buddy's bachelor party. I was just scrolling. I saw that shit. I was like, I gotta have that shit. I forgot I even purchased it. Got home from the bachelor party several days later. Opened up a package. Just like started dying fucking laughing. Yeah, with the speakers. This one has built-in speakers. I've seen like the attachable speakers. And there's like kind of like a line going through the screen. I'm going to try to get a better one. But I've gotten hella into retro collecting. I have like a lot of nostalgia from my childhood, you know, like everybody does. But like the games you grow up playing, I have like, I'm not going to lie, I have kind of a crazy GameCube collection. Shiny Lady, what consoles do I have? I have like basically every console. I don't have like a lot of like Xbox stuff. I have a 360. Fish Food continuing to request the 420 stream. Yeah, Shiny Lady, and you sign up for Mushy. I'll send you a link to the server, and then next time they start, because we're at the beginning of the season, but when the next season starts, you can get in. Kuzi, how about that? I think you should leave skit where Tim Robinson interrupts the song with these wild ass lyrics. The song that's like, and the bones are their dollars. I don't think I've seen that one. Empty Wisdom, do you really play ADV if BKC isn't in your recommended? I think BKC is like top 3 people of all time I've fallen asleep listening to. You tend to develop a very interesting parasocial relationship with somebody when they get to the point where like you're like, yeah, I'm just going to throw this on in the background to fall asleep. And then I'm like dreaming about fucking like Gen 3 Gengar and Tyrantar's like position on the tier list respective to Skarmory. How long is each season? I don't fucking know. This is my first season in Mushy, so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my goddamn pants. Hydreigon is the Charlie XCX of ORAS. I don't know what that means. I know who Charlie XCX is. I love Brat. And I love some of her older stuff too. BKC content is so fucking peak. You know what I wanted to watch? I don't think we have time to watch it today. But this week, I'll probably do another stream. And I want to watch a BKC video with you. There was a recent video he released. Oh, by the way, this is lore. Don't tell anybody about this. But BKC dropped the heatification of ADVOU video. And like, long story short, like the point that he was making was he's noticing a lot of people bringing like fire brings or like unexpected kind of fringe viable teams to high profile matches like on SPL in Smogon Premier League. And he was just expressing that he's noticing this trend and he's not a big fan of it. He thinks that in that setting, SPL, when you're on a team, you have this responsibility to your team to do your absolute best and to therefore bring the best teams you can that give you the best chance to win, which I think is a perfectly fine perspective. I did get into a discussion with him. He was already in a discussion, continuing to elaborate on some of these ideas in a Discord server. And I chimed in, and I said something to the effect of, like, I get where you're coming from, I totally do. But, like, you know, it's not like black and white. It's not like this is a good team and this is a bad team. Sometimes it's like this is a good team with, like, kind of like an unexpected Pokemon. There is an element of surprise. Sometimes it's like yeah, this team is unconventional, but I believe in it and I like it. And so I asked the question, isn't there a little room for fun? And BKC replied to me on 2 separate occasions and elaborated and basically said no. They're not the kind of fun I'm thinking of. And to him, fun is winning and doing our very best and doing right by our teammates. And keep in mind, BKC is coming at this from the perspective of somebody who's one of the greatest of all time, who has many times carried his teams by beating some of the other greatest players of all time in SPL, only to then feel let down by his teammates when they didn't, try their very best, or maybe they brought heat. And he's like, dude, I'm like fucking beating Soulwind. Meanwhile, I'm asking you to beat somebody who's not Soulwind, but you're not even putting yourself in the best position to be successful. And there's a lot to like unpack there. But if you go into this video, why competitive Pokemon players don't like competitive Pokemon, he continues to elaborate on some of these ideas in the heatification video. And he doesn't name drop me, but he at one point is like, and someone asked, is there no room for fun? And I told them, no, there's no room for fun. And it's like, okay, I've got a little baby like mini cameo. Like in the end of time, like I'm like an asterisk of a footnote in the BKC extended universe. And to really feel like I'm a part of the BKC extended universe after years of putting his videos on to just fucking go to sleep, it's surreal. No, dude, I fucking love it. I love the competitiveness. He's the GOAT. When will the next video be? Well, I'm gonna cut up this stream and post a video with the game of the week and the runner-up. Empty Wisdom. Have I seen the small creator that did a presentation on Metacham? No. Metacham ADVOU. Metacham, the new best fighting type in ADV? Oh shit, it's an hour long. If it was like 7 minutes, I was like, let's fucking watch it. All right, hold on. We'll skim through it. I love this song so fucking much, but we're gonna pause the Kirby Air Ride soundtrack. Oh, I love this, by the way. They're doing like the PowerPoint format, and they're this is like a little ode to Electric Wind Girlfriend, another fantastic Pokemon content creator. It absolutely is. Hold on. ADV viability rankings. Where is it? ABRs. I read ABR's viability rankings like 3 times a week. I like study that shit. What fighting types are even here? I mean, as per the most recent viability rankings released at the end of last year, it literally is the best and highest ranked fighting type. It has surpassed Breloom. I'm not missing any, right? No. Yeah. So, I mean, it's officially recognized as such, even though it's still not like technically OU. It's UUBL, I think. Warriors or Rockets? Oh, dude. I'm sorry, I'm so scattershot. We're gonna watch a little bit of this video in a moment. Celtics destroying the Magic sounds about right. See more. Oh, they play later today. Heat Cavs soon. Thunder obliterate the Grizzlies. Okay, all right, we're back. Shoot this guy like. Shoot him a sub. Oh, he's recognizing. Oh, I am missing Hera. That's insanely true. It's just behind Hera. Tetrafolium in the very chat. Yeah, shoot me a sub. While everybody's here, shoot this man a sub. I'm linking the video for you all. True. Stats Hyper Offense 2.0. Let's go, baby. Jinx is so good. Oh, this is actually just my team. For some reason, I thought this was Medi, and then he was going to talk about its matchups versus these Pokemon. I'm a fucking idiot, dude. Notice me, Zets. Dude, hell yeah, bro. This is a damn long video. I might check it out in full at some point. Damn, this is... There's a lot of content here. Look at this. They have like charts. This is like really high effort content. Like this is the kind of stuff that I want to see more of. And this is like easily worth a sub. Like easily. I'm going to sub on my other account too. I have like 2 accounts and it like makes everything more difficult. They do go through some replays. I saw a Charizard and I was like, oh, is it my team? But there's a Regice. I'm sure they talk about it. Like maybe they took some ideas and here's some team structures. Yeah, they kept the Zard and the meta and threw some other stuff. In the back, I haven't really done a lot of meta in the back. It can be a reversal sweeper in the end game if you can get like Salic and Endurer. You have to clear sand. So this wouldn't be Endure Select if they're also bringing sand, but this is sick. I will probably just like put this on and watch this at some point. But to end things today, I wanted to watch a BKC video with you guys, and we're not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna call it pretty soon, but yeah, this. Pokemon's Greatest Battles, McMegan versus Heist. I haven't watched it yet, and I really want to. But I wanted to kind of watch it like with you guys, and we can get kind of like chill and just like put it on and let BKC just fucking do a podcast over an insane battle. All right, Shiny Lady, and I will look into my Discord DMs. Oh, I see you were trying to switch up your submission. That's okay. Yeah, do not spoil. No spoilers. I don't know what day. Someday this week, probably. There's going to be a lot of NBA playoff basketball happening this week. So I'll probably try to pick the day where the Cavs aren't playing. And, but I do think I'm going to call it. Thanks for hanging out. Replay of the week. Going to probably try to do this each Sunday, maybe around the same-ish time. You guys have my Discord. It's Zets Bro. Send me submissions like all the time. If there's a sick match, just fucking don't even think about it. Just send it to me so that we have some really sick ones to look at. And I think that's about all I've got. So thanks as always for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. And we will